Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Big Bike BMX. My name is Isaac. I'm excited to talk to you today about my new build that I just got done doing on my AMX 250. This is a 35-year anniversary, and this is actually the third version of the bike that I've ridden. So I started riding it when it was a prototype back a long time ago. And then I rode that for about a year. Then the teal came out. I rode that one for just a little over a year. And then this is like the last of the stock that they had. And so I got hooked up because my bike was wearing out. So I'm super excited about that. This provides me a really unique opportunity to enjoy this bike because since I started riding the teal bike, that was my all-around everyday daily bike. And so I had pegs on it. I had a front brake. I would do tail whips, lawnmowers, wheelies. Everything was on that bike, which was great. It was a lot of fun. But since then, Torker released a 26-inch freestyle frame with the gyro, the front brake, all of that. And so what I've done is essentially I have two 26-inch bikes now. So I have my flatland bike that I use when I just have, half hour, 20 minutes. I can go out in the front, release some stress, do some tricks, work on some stuff, get stressed out again because I'm not pulling my tricks. But it's a different kind of stress, you know what I'm saying? But so I have a dedicated flatland freestyle bike, and now I have a dedicated wheelie bike that I can ride around. So the differences you'll see in this bike from my previous AMX 250s, there's no front brake and there is no pegs, anything like that. This is just my ride around, do wheelies, have a good time with my bros bike. I can do that on the Torker as well, but this one's set up with the seat the way I like it for wheelies. I know it drives people mad having the seat tilted down, but you don't see it when you're riding, so I don't really mind too much. But I'll get it in the comments, and I understand that. I welcome it. Love you guys. But let's talk about this frame. We're going to talk about how I built it up, the parts I chose. Part by part, we're going to go through bolt by bolt. Why did I choose what I have on it? And we'll see how long it lasts in this current configuration. But so far, I've been riding it for about a month, and I love it. It's working out real well. I've done a little bit of tweaking to it, some customization, cut some bars, things like that. We'll talk about it. Let's go over my bike part by part. I'm really excited to show you guys what I chose for this bike and what I'm going to be running. So we'll start at the top here. These are the AME Pro Tri lock-on grips. These are the brand new purple. They're very soft right out of the box. It used to take about a month, I felt like, when I was a kid, for my grips to break in. Now they're very soft when just out of the box. So very cool, very fun color. Brand new. They also make the lavender color, but I was using that before. But these are a little bit brighter, closer to the anodized purple that you'll see on the wheels. But that's what I'm running for my grips. Then we'll talk about this EvilAlloy Pro 1 brake lever. I like this one because it actually has bearings in the top and the bottom. So it has a bearing in there, which makes it smoother, easy to adjust. The only con to these, I would say, is when I'm riding, I'm usually a one-finger person or a two-finger person. And so it's a little bit, I wish it was a little bit longer is all, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But very smooth operating lever. It's really great. Stock brake lever or brake cable, not too big on that. Next, we'll show you this stem. This is really cool. This is the EvilAlloy Trident stem. I like this because living in Arizona State University is close to Sun Devils, so it does tie in a little bit to my location. I like that, and I do like the EvilAlloy stamping on the side. I just think it looks really great on here. It's a 56 millimeter reach, so it's a little bit longer. So I do have my bars pulled back a bit. When I run my bars, if you're looking at them going straight up and down, I'll run them vertical, and then I'll give them a bit of a love tap, drop them back a little bit. This one I gave them 2 love taps because it's a longer stem. I usually run a 48 millimeter, so this is longer, so I pulled the bars back a bit. Then we're going to move down here. I actually haven't taken this off yet because I wasn't sure if I'm going to run basically no front brake, and I am. So I'm going to pull this off, but I've taken off the disc rotor, taken off the front brake, but this is the disc brake fork. It's a AME Pro SX250 fork. Love it. I've been running it for a long time. I'll be running it for a long time after this. My tires, I'm running the box 2s, and they are the 26 by 2.1.0 tire. It's just a good tire. I don't like the real fat tires. I prefer the skinnier, but I don't like the ice skating, the 700C ones. I'm not real big on those little skinny guys. So this is a good in between. 2.0 is my favorite, but 2.1 is great. Let's see. Then we've got these are just some spokes that I've been running for a long time. Got them from Kegel's bikes. They looked good on the purple or on the teal bike I used to have, but running them because they're strong. The purple hoops here are the TNT M80s. They hold up real well. I have no complaints about them. I folded a couple of other brands of rims, so these ones have held up to lawn mowers and flatland, so I'm going to stick to them. All right, coming back here, let's talk about the top. This drives everyone mad, and I understand why. So I like my bars low, which is why I have all of this on top. I could trim the forks. This is just the top of the steer tube of the forks. I've got some carbon fiber spacing in here, and then I've got a titanium bolt on the top. I could cut that, but I like to run these forks on different bikes, and so I like to have the option of having that extra steer tube in case I want the bars higher or lower. So in order to do that, I just have to use a bunch of stem spacers on top. I don't see it very often. I don't look at it, but I understand why people comment on it a lot. If I wanted to switch this and I didn't care about the way that it would change the ride, I could easily just drop these underneath the stem and you wouldn't see this big thing on top. But I like my stem down far as I can go. All right, so the bars. These are wild to me. Titanium bars, they weigh air. They came at a 30-inch width, and I'm used to riding a 28, so I trimmed 1 inch off of each side using a pipe cutter, just spinning it. The titanium cuts real easy, but it's light, it's strong. I like the V-bar in the middle because that's a real old school nod to what I grew up with. I really like that. And then the 4-piece bar, being a NorCal guy, we all wanted the Boss bars when we were kids, so it's kind of a nice nod to that. These are from EvilAlloy. They are titanium. They are expensive, but in my opinion, the weight and the strength are worth it if you have the extra funds to grab them. I'm really pleased with them so far. I wouldn't change that. They're just real comfortable. Good bars. So if you're looking for titanium bars, EvilAlloy, and they do pair well with the Trident stem. All right, let's go back to the frame. This is the AMX 250 frame. I've been riding this for a while. It is aluminum, 26-inch, 11.625 bottom bracket, and I don't have the top tube memorized off the top of my head, but I will add that on the screen. I really like the geometry. I've gone over this 1,000 times. This is more about the parts today. So shout out to Ride Out Supply. Big fan of LJ and Maddie, and been friends with them and big fans of Ride Out Supply since 2019 actually. Love those guys. These are the EvilAlloy platform pedals. They are banged up. These are actually the prototypes when Adam was first designing them, and I still run them and they're still holding up strong. I do have the production on some other bikes, but I like these because they're bulky and I can easily see them. And coming back from doing like 1-footers and tricks, it's a big target for my feet, and I like that a lot. The bearings spin forever. The cranks, I'm running the Profile Elite AL cranks in 170 because I prefer a shorter crank. I feel like I get more torque out of them, so I really like these. They're easy to adjust using the spin bolt here to adjust any gap. You just twist this bolt here, fills any gap, lock it, and you are ready to go. Easy to adjust these cranks. I love them a lot. All right, Ride Out Supply, quick release seat post clamp because I do run my seat higher or lower depending on my day and mood and what I'm doing that day. This is just a generic seat post. I believe it's an SE actually. I painted it using some anodized purple paint that I found. The Carrera RS seat. This is a fantastic leather and Kevlar seat, and it does have a cutout down the middle you can't see here, but it's very spongy in the middle because of that cutout. Gives you good relief there, but it still looks super BMXy. I do tilt it down because then when I'm riding a wheelie, it's straight, it's flat. So a lot of people ask about that, why I do that. So moving down back to the back, the EvilAlloy Pro 1 brake levers. I love these. They're real stiff because they're sideways, like an I-beam. You get more stiffness out of the brake, which is great. And it's easy to modulate, which I like. I'm running the Cool Stop Blue AT pads because these are formulated they have a cut down the sides that make this tire can float out and still make good contact with the brake pad itself on the rim, which is great. And they are a little bit less curved than the 20-inch models that we all grew up with. So they fit the 26, 29 rim brakes better. So if you're using Cool Stop, go with the AT pads. They'll fit your 29 and 26-inch bikes better. And right now, because it's summertime, it's a little bit wet at night, I'm running the colored pads. Normally I run black because those are for dry weather. So same things on the back. The hub in the back is a Speedline Killer Buzz hub. This is a worm drive, super loud. It's almost obnoxiously loud, but I love that because if I'm riding on a trail, it's easy for people to see and hear and know that I'm coming up. In the back, I've got some TNT chain tensioners because I'm not running pegs and this isn't my flatland bike anymore. Running some TNT chain tensioners I had no toolbox, just had them in there. And that pretty much rounds out my bike, you guys. We'll show you from this side. The side everybody likes. And over here, you will see I've got the Profile Elite AL Spider. And then I believe this is just a 36-inch chainring that I had laying around. I don't even know who makes this. But I run a 36-16 gearing on my 26 and my 29-inch bikes. So that pretty much rounds out everything. Let's go for a ride. Let's go talk about how it rides though. Let's go. All right, you guys, as you look at this tree, you can see it's pretty windy. So I'll try and get some wheelies for you. I'll try and talk through it. So the interesting thing about this bike, because of the titanium bars, it's real light in the front end. And it makes me a little bit nervous. I'm still getting used to that. So it pops right up, the front does. So I'm trusting my brakes. I do this every time. Make sure I feel some resistance when I do the one finger grab. And I do, so that makes me feel pretty confident that I can lift it up. But it's very light in the front end, very easy to control, it pops right up. Let's see. And like one-handers, super agile. Like I can press down on the cranks and feel my body coming up, which I like. That part of I guess the feedback when I'm riding feels really good because I can pop up, I can get my bearings, my hand can come off, I can feel the modulation in my legs when I pedal. So when I think about performance, that's what I think about. Does the bike react when I crank? And it does. So it's a difference of the stiffness of the aluminum, the lightness of the titanium bars, and the lower gearing and the shorter cranks. All of those things come together to make this the best wheelie bike for me, personally. Very balanced. I can get float real easily. Watch, no foot. Very easy to float. Maintain balance. I can slow down a lot. So all in all, it's very agile and peppy is the way I would describe this bike. So very easy to control. If you're looking for a new frame, I would have never bought a 26 when I was riding a 29. And after riding a 26 for a couple years, it's really hard to ride a 29 because of how agile and forgiving and fun this bike is. So you guys, whatever your size, whatever your brand, have fun on your bikes, build them the way you want them. Leave me a comment below. I want to know what you think about this one and what you would do different. I'll see you. All right, welcome back. We are in the garage. It is so hot. Phoenix summers are no joke, but you know, hey, we all live, we all love, and we do what we do. We make concessions for it. But all right, so my final conclusions. This bike is everything I want it to be. It checks all the boxes. It has all the fun parts that are really exciting to look at as well as ride. And I'm starting to understand why a lot of y'all like spending like the high dollar on some of the more premium parts, because it does make it a little bit more fun, and I'm starting to understand that. I won't tease you as much. Maybe I will. It's just easy to tease BMX people, man. It's what I've done my whole life. So if I offend you by teasing you about your custom bike or bike decorating, just know it comes out of love, because it's just, I love BMX, man. It's how we used to talk to each other when I was a kid. So I apologize if I've offended you by calling you a bike decorator, but I understand I understand the appeal of having parts that match, an aesthetic, all of that. I get it, because I'm starting to get it on this bike. So who knows, man? Maybe I'll build a custom bike one of these days. I can see the appeal and why that would be fun. Maybe I just need to do it and understand why y'all love the custom bikes where everything's matchy-matchy. But in the meantime, I do have my thrown together part by part of piece that I just love. It doesn't have to match. It doesn't have to look great. It just has to feel great when I ride it. All right, y'all, that's my build. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's so hot out here, you guys. I'm dying, but it's worth it. We all love BMX, right? I want to know what your ideal BMX build would be. Share it in the comments. Tell me about your favorite build you've ever done, and why. That's kind of the important thing for me. Is it the parts? Is it the way it rides? Is it the way it looks? Was it the building process took you back to being 15 again in your garage or your bedroom with your bike flipped upside down and like building a bike with two tools, a crescent wrench and an Allen wrench? I don't know. Share it in the comments. I want to hear all about it, man. I relate to it very well. And so I want to hear about what makes a perfect bike for you. This is what made the perfect bike for me. So have fun, go ride your bikes, go do whatever it is you do with bikes to have fun with them. And I'll see you again soon here on Big Bike BMX. Take care, everybody.